All right, it's time for us to work on getting all the tasks. Looks like there's going to be 4 parts to this. We're going to have to, well, get all my tasks. And then several guard tests. So we should not be able to get tasks when we're logged out. We should not be able to get other users' tasks, and we should not be able to get deleted tasks. We might be able to do this all in sort of one go here. So let's go ahead and set things up. Let's reduce your size down quite a bit, and I'll keep those up there. Okay, so project solution routes tasks. Do this as get all tasks. I don't know about you. I personally like to have my mods at the top with the uses below them. So we're going to do a mod, get all tasks. Okay, so we have a pub, async function, get all tasks. Let's also head back into the router and we'll use you. Okay, so tasks. Here's this one. Okay, so we have create task. Want get all tasks. What do we do? Tasks. Oh, I need to public it. I need to public it. It's your pub. Okay. There we go. Get all tasks. Get all tasks. And then now I can get one of those tests for free done just by putting it above the middleware that requires authentication. So we get a route. We want API v1 tasks. Following standard REST, get all will just be a get request to tasks. Okay, seems easy enough. We'll throw you in there. Okay, so far so good. Now we also need to get all of my tasks. So we have access to our user, which means we have access to our user ID, which means we do need that as an extension. So let's get extension. So we have our user extension. This is going to be a model from, well, let's actually pull this in, right? So I want to use create database users model as user model. Okay, we have access to our user. We need the database, so that's state. So state is going to be our DB is state database connection. Okay. Is there anything else we need in here? I don't necessarily think so. We're not gonna like JS anything or yeah, there's nothing else coming in. It's just get all. So we're gonna return a result. Now if we're successful, it's gonna be a JSON with a vector of response tasks. A response data task. Oh, we probably want, I bet that what I did was it has a data in it. So this is going to be slightly different. So our response task is correct, but this probably needs to be a vector in here. Now it potentially could do something like a T type, but think just to like make this a little bit faster, let's do pub struct. This is gonna be a response data tasks, so multiple pub data And then this is going to be a vec of response task. So it's so close to the other one. We're not yet violating the rule of 3. If you're not familiar, the rule of 3 is if I do something 3 times, then I need to like collapse it down. I don't always follow the rule of 3. Sometimes I collapse it down if it's less than 3. For this one, I want to wait and see if it makes sense, because this could potentially change for multiple types too. And this is like a response for creating. So let's just wait and see. We do need to derive. So we're going to derive serialize and deserialize. Okay, this is response data tasks. So JSON response data tasks. And if this fails, it's going to be an app error. Okay, now let's get the stuff right. So we have a we know we are a user and we're authenticated, so we want to get all of our tasks. Also, that just happen to be deleted, so they have the null in that position. Okay, so I guess that means we just want our tasks. So task equals so it's gonna be, oh, we want use create. So let's go to database tasks. We want the entity as tasks. Okay, so I can go to tasks. Let's find. We're going to filter. Okay, so we don't want just all tasks. We want all tasks owned by this user. So that's going to be tasks. Column user ID is equal to, okay, so some user.id. Okay, so that's the first filter. So those are all my tasks. Then also I want to make sure, so I can't get other users' tasks. And I also want to make sure that I don't get any deleted tasks. So we want to filter. So tasks. This is column deleted at. Now we have equal, but I want null. Yeah, is null. Okay, so I want to make sure that deleted at is null. I think that's it. Is there an all? There is an all. So reference to DB. We await you. We can map this error. We'll eprint line. This is an error getting all tasks. Pass in that error, and we'll return an app error. This should be an internal, right? So status code, internal server error, so a 500, and error getting all tasks. I don't think we have a test specifically for this one yet. All right, that gives us a vec of model. Do I want to potentially map this into the appropriate type right now? Probably. So we're going to do a map. Oh, we can't do that. We have to. Now, I think, so we have ownership of this one. So I might as well do an into iter. So let me pull this down here. I might as well do an into iter, and then we're going to map you. So this is going to take essentially a DB task, and I want to convert this into a response task. So a response, response task like that. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I promise you, VS Code. Everything's going to be okay. So for this ID, we want the db task dot id. We want the title. So db task dot title. The description also. So db task dot description, and same thing for priority. So db task dot priority. Completed at db task dot complete at. Now you're a fixed offset. I wonder, I can't remember if Serde is going to be okay with that. All right, so we do the map. We now need to collect you into what? A vector of response task. Okay, so response task. Okay, excellent. So now we have that. We still haven't returned the right thing yet, but that's okay. Now we're going to return an OK with a JSON, and this is the response data tasks, where you have data is going to be the tasks. There we go. Okay, you're mostly happy. This completed at mismatched expected. Okay, so mismatch types expected an option with a string, found an option with this one. So I probably just want like a toString on that, but it's an option. So I need to get it out of the option and then turn it back into the appropriate thing. Okay, so we want this completed at, I mean, I guess we could do an if let. Otherwise it's a none. So if let some, this is going to be the completed at equals you. I guess no matter what, we're going to have that there. It's kind of like a long one here. So we're going to return completed at toString. Otherwise, we're going to return a none. That's it. Although, you know what? That doesn't make sense for me to do. Oh, this would be a sum. So for example, this should work. It's not the best idea, because if I want to do something where I'm just else returning a none, I might as well just map through the option. So let's try that next. So we're gonna have db task dot completed at. We're gonna map through this. This only maps through if it's a successful thing. So we have the completed at, and I want to return completed at dot toString. toString, please. toString. There we go. And I accidentally killed you. There we go. So it stays, if it's a none, it doesn't run the map. If it's a sum, it runs the map, converts it into another thing, and then returns that. Okay, excellent. So everything is happy. Let's see if all of our tests are passing at once, or if we miss something. Also, I want to put a, let's see, this is create a task, get all tasks. This is ours. I'm put an only on this. And everything pass. We're able to create all this tasks. Well, all of our user CRUD ran as well too. I think I needed to, I put an only on this one. I guess so. But if I take you away, everything should still work. We don't even have any warnings. There we go. Okay. We have, get all tasks. That is skipped. Should we get all my tasks? Oh, this is the one I was supposed to do and only on. Okay, never mind. I did the only on the wrong one. I want it on this one. So let's run you and make sure that this is working. Oh, almost. We came so close. Okay, so what happened here? We should be able to get all of my tasks. Also, I do want to remove all the skips on these too. So remove you and remove you. Okay, but should be able to get all my tasks. That is failing for some reason. We expected 5. We received 3. Um, what happened here? So did we really create 5, or were we supposed to give it some of the default one, like the default ones? The yeah, the default tasks that you're sort of like given to. Let's take a look at this test. Okay, so we get the base task. We just expect it to have length of 5. Expect not to have the is default property. So when we create, what do we do when we created this? Oh yeah, look at this. I created 3 tasks for this user, but I expect it to have 5, which means that when I create, okay, so when I create the account, I need to find the 2 tasks that are marked with is default, clone them, and now insert them as a brand new task here. Okay, so that's what's going on. Okay. It's a little bit of a trick on my side for myself, but it's also appropriate here because we're doing these sort of like full stack. I guess not full stack because it's just the back end. This is thin vertical slices where this is now, hey, if I want to get all my stuff, that includes the default ones. So under users, when we create a brand new account, I also need to set the tasks for them, which means I need to get the tasks. So at this point in time, we have the new user. Convert active to model. Okay, so we have this convert active to model. Probably could have used that. I completely forgot I even had that over in tasks. Okay, so we have this one here. I need to now get the tasks. Okay, so we need to use create database task entity as tasks. Okay, how is this going to work? I could potentially put this into users as well. Now this isn't necessarily part of routes. I don't want to put anything like into database for like any special things going on there. Let's put it right here and sort of like make the decision after that of, is this the best place for it to go? I don't think that anybody else needs this ever. It just happens when the user thing happens. So this is, we have to find the default tasks. So let default task equals, okay, so we're going to task, we want to find, we're going to filter, import you from database tasks. Okay, so I want to find where the column. Now your is default is true. okay, is equal to, I believe, a sum true. So basically, I just want to make sure that this is not null, which I think there's like a not null here. Is not null. There we go. That's what I want. I seem to have an extra parentheses here. Let's also make sure it's not deleted. I don't actually think we have that as a problem in the database, but just in case. So we have tasks, column, deleted at, not. Okay, so this should also be is not null. Okay, so is default is not null, deleted at is not null. That gives us all of these default tasks. Let's get all of these. We'll wait. We'll map the error. Print line. There we go. All right, so this is error getting default tasks. And I want to return a brand new app error. So this is also an internal server error. And this is error applying default tasks to new account. Okay, so that gives me a vec of model, which each model being the default task. That's fine. Now for each of those models, I now want to save those and put them in new user. So we could potentially do like a bulk insert or something else like that. For this application, like it's a toy app. I don't worry about it that much, but also this would not be used by too many people. So I'm a big fan of not necessarily worrying about trying to do big things like bulk imports, especially if it's only going to be 2 things at a time, until that is proven to be like any cause of slowness. So let's just loop through our default tasks here and set them and then save them, and then that should be fine. So if I do a for default task and default tasks, taking ownership of this should be fine because they're going to be gone soon anyways. So we want to convert. Now, I don't want to convert this into a model because I don't want to actually create I need to create a brand new task. Okay, so we're going to do a let, this is going to be a new task equals, this is going to be tasks. I want this to be an active model. Okay, so we don't know what the ID is going to be. That's fine. We want the default. Okay, priority. I think that the priority is set on the default task. So this is going to be task dot priority. Oh, not task. I want this to be default task dot priority. There we go. No, not box pin. Okay. Priority. There we go. Title. Default task dot title. We have completed at. This should be null already. And so I mean, I could just set these. These are all default tasks dot completed at, like whatever these are, that's what it's set to. And I think we should be fine. So default task dot description, default task dot deleted at, because I don't remember if we have ones that are like set to be deleted at or not, so you can actually see them. default task dot user ID, and this one, it is set to be true on that one. We want you to be none, so I don't want you to. User ID. Well, this is not true. I don't want this to be the same as the default task. User ID is going to be the user.id. Okay, so deleted that. Description completed. Okay, so you need to be okay. I've done this incorrect. We need this to have a set in front of it. So let me multi-cursor this really quickly. It's gonna be set like that. You need to be a sum also. Okay. All right. So far, so good. Then we're going to save you. So we're going to do task.save. Pass it a reference that db. We await. We can map the error. So do ePrint line error creating task from defaults. Passing that error, and we'll have an app error. All right, another internal server error. Status code, internal server error, and what are you? You're gonna be, I guess, like error saving new default task for user. Okay, and I don't actually think we need to save this task anywhere. We're just going to just sort of let that go. And we should be good to go. We have this task here. Why are you saying? Okay, there we go. So we loop through you, we save you. Let's see if this works. Run our test again. Oh, and well, okay, the user's cred. So we create a new user. We don't get all the tasks. Should not be get other users' tasks. That's still happening? Should not be able to get other users' tasks. Expected 5. Oh, same problem. So we don't have the right number of tasks that are being created here. Now I'm trying to set the user ID to be set some user ID here. So there is that. I am saving you. We're awaiting. And we're mapping that error. Okay, that seems to be right. I'm making sure that default is not that. Maybe not exactly sure what's happening in the database of what we're supposed to be getting. Let's try just like debugging out like just some information about this. So this is going to be about to save default task for user. I want this to be the default, maybe like a reference to the default task. Dot title. Okay, you're happy. Let's run these tests, and let's see if we actually get that. We got a lot. Infinite loop. Okay, kill that. Well, that's not great to save this many things into the database. Okay, so in default, how many default tasks did I get? Do I have? So I want if is default is not null, Okay, so first of all, let's go take a look at what the schema is in the database again, because apparently I've forgotten that. So I want to add a folder to our workspace. So inside of the full stack Rust course, we have database here, and we can see the init.sql that we use. So in tasks, we have this is default. Oh, okay. So it's a Boolean default false. Oh, so I was wrong. It is not nullable. Wait, not null. It is not nullable. Yes, so we can oh no, it is nullable. But the default is false, which means we need to look for true. So an option true. Okay. So that we created a lot of tasks for that user. We probably duplicated every task that we had in the database. Okay, so that's not what we wanted. So we want to search for default task filter. So is default is equal to a sum true. Let's try that. We need to restart our server too. We'll test you and let's see what we get. Validation error. Okay. Well, the validation error is fine. So we have the same problem here where we expected to get 5. Did that not run? Oh, okay. So this if this debug didn't run at all, which it didn't, then that means that it's an empty. So we didn't find any at all. So let's try not having to delete that. Just make sure that I'm not like accidentally filtering out a little bit too much. But I want is default to be something and that it's true. Let's try this next. Hey, that worked. Okay. And so now we can see about to save for the default tasks. So we have I am a task. You can complete me, see my details. And then it happened again for, I think, do we have multiple users? I think we might have 2 users that we were creating. But that passed all of these tests. Okay, excellent. So we have get all tasks passing. Let's take out this debug here. We're also realizing we have this is a debug also on create task extractor. We don't need that. Where were you? That was task inside of view. This debug we don't need. Okay, close you down. We have no warnings, so everything is still good. Now in get all tasks, everything here I think is fine. In create user, the question is, should this remain in here or should we create like another function for this? I'm not exactly sure. It is pretty busy and this function is now like really long. So we're like getting the default tasks, looping through them and saving them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a function just down here just to break things up a little bit, get a name to that entire block of code. So we're going to have a private function, so an async function, maybe like create default tasks for user. We know we're going to need the DB, which is a reference to a database connection. We know we need the user, which is going to be a model. So this user model. And besides that, I'm not exactly sure what we need. We're just going to return a result with nothing or an app error. Okay, so we're going to take these default tasks and then loop through it. Going to cut those out and put them in here. Okay, that's kind of happy. So this DB doesn't need you, doesn't need you. All right, what's upset? For default tasks, okay, expected some kind of return. So this for loop is attempting to return. We don't want that. We're just gonna return an okay with nothing in it. All right, you're happy. Let's now call create default task for user after we get this user. So create default task for user. We hand it a reference to the DB. We hand it this user. Now this is taking ownership of the user, isn't it? I don't want to take ownership. I could potentially clone it. Let's try taking a reference of that and seeing how this feels. We need to await this and then question mark. Okay, so this is a little bit better. This function still has a lot going on, but most of it is just error handling. And at least we have a name for this now. Okay, so let's run our tests again. And everything should still work. Let's also double check. I didn't put any onlys on here, right? I don't think so. We have, yeah, these are all running. We don't have any onlys. Excellent. And everything is still working. Great. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. And looks like next one is going to be get one task. So I look forward to that. I will see you in that video. Bye.